Hi everyone. Now today let us continue system of particles and rotatory motion. And this chapter is most important for all type of entrances. Okay. And this chapter contains some subtopics. Anyhow, one subtopic already covered in the last class. That is center of mass. Okay. And next, the most important topics in this chapter is one is moment of inertia. So I am going to continue this chapter from moment of inertia onwards. Anyhow, we covered some basics in your regular classes. But here now I am going to start moment of inertia. Next, let me continue torque concepts and some couple, some ladder concepts, and also rolling motion and some toppling concept. So these I am going to cover in this chapter. Okay. So far we covered center of mass. Okay. And in your previous chapter in laws of motion we have learned about only point size objects. But in this chapter we are going to learn extended objects. Nothing but rigid body. Rigid body means you know that the shape and size of the body does not changes under the application of forces. Okay, so of course no body is a perfectly rigid body in our nature. Generally we treat diamond as a rigid body. Okay, and that rigid body have mass distribution. Okay, in your previous chapter you know if any body is moving along a straight line like in laws of motion, all the particles have same motion, means translatory motion. Okay, if a body is moving along a straight line, so then all the particles are also have same speed. Nothing but all particles have some translatory motion. Maybe the body moves like this, or maybe the body moving along the inclined plane. Okay, so in this case also all the particles have translatory motion. For suppose if any wheel is rolling, okay, if any wheel is rolling on this inclined plane, then this wheel have a rotatory motion. Of course, the central particle have translatory motion. And this combination of translatory motion and rotatory motion, we can call it as a rolling motion. That we are going to discuss in the continuation. Okay. And here rotatory motion, the best example for rotatory motion means, see if we switch on the fan rotates about a particular point, about a particular line. Okay, so the potter's wheel rotates about its own axis. Okay, and the spinning top also rotates about its particular axis, and that axis, we know that axis we can call it as a axis of rotation. Okay, here let me give some idea about a moment of inertia, and later on we are going to learn some basic problems related to moment of inertia and some good level of questions and some cavity concepts. Okay, so let me start directly about moment of inertia. So let us imagine a plane lamina whose mass is m. Okay, plane lamina or a rigid body. So this is the plane lamina whose mass is m. Nothing but a rigid body. It consists of some particles. Nothing but system of particles. Nothing but system of particles. Let us suppose this is one particle, and let us suppose this rigid body is rotating about this axis like this. It is rotating with an angular velocity omega. Okay, and if it is rotating, then if you take any particle whose mass is m1, which is at a distance of r1, then this particle also rotates about this axis, and this axis we can call it as axis of rotation. Okay, axis of rotation, that is the line along which the rigid body can rotate, call it as a axis of rotation. Okay, for a fan, the pipe is the axis of rotation. Okay, spinning top rotates about its own axis like this. Spinning top. Okay, rotates. This is the axis of rotation for top. Okay, potter's wheel. The middle line is the axis of rotation. Here I am taking this is the axis of rotation. It may be outside the body or it may rotate inside the body. Means maybe it is inside of the body also. The body rotates about its own axis. Here, if you draw any tangent, because the body is rotating like this, if you draw a tangent, the tangent will use the speed of that particle. Of course, the speed you know in circular motion, we have covered already that we can write as V is equal to R1 omega. If I take one more particle whose mass is m2 and distance is r2 from the axis of rotation, then this v2 we can write as r2 omega. Okay, and the center of gravity of this, let us suppose it is the distance of capital R. Total mass is concentrated here. Okay, so here each and every particle have mass and velocity. That means that rigid body have kinetic energy. So let me write directly kinetic energy now. So I think it is covered in your regular class. So again I am continuing now. So kinetic energy is half mv square. m1 v1 square. v1 nothing but r1 omega whole square. v1 nothing but r1 omega whole square. So r square omega square plus half m2 r2 square omega square, so on. Now the kinetic energy of the body is half m1 r1 square, m2 r2 square, so on into omega square. So this equation looks like a half mv square, okay, in linear motion. But here this term we can replace like this: summation of I is equal to 1 to n m I r I square omega square, and this term we can call it as I, that is call it as moment of inertia. So I is called as moment of inertia, and this moment of inertia we can write it as summation of I is equals to 1 to n mi ri square, or in general we can write like this. So in a regular way we can write m r square. So this I is defined as the product of mass of the body, mass of the rigid body, and square of the distance from axis of rotation. So anyhow I think you know this formula also, but again let us see. Moment of inertia is the product of mass of the body and square of the distance from axis of rotation. And this moment of inertia generally is the property of a body. Okay, and it depends on mass distribution. It is the property of a body and it depends on mass distribution. Of course it depends on shape, size, and it depends on axis of rotation because there is a distance. So it depends on axis of rotation, and also it depends on density of the body. Okay, and this property is used in system of particles that are rotating the objects. Okay, so it is the property of an object and it depends on mass and distance. So it is a scalar or also a tensor. Okay, so moment of inertia may be a scalar or tensor. And see, let me continue some problems based on this moment of inertia. Okay, and if all particles are having same mass, if all particles are identical, then we can write like this. If all are identical, then moment of inertia we can write it as, so m1 r1 square, m2 r2 square, so on. Write m1 m2 as a m. That m you take it out, m. inside r1 square, r2 square, so on. If all are identical, you will get moment of inertia like this. And if you multiply n and divide with n, this n and m is the total mass of the body, rigid body. So this is m total mass, and this distance we can write as I is equals to, this is total mass m, and this we can call it as k square. So where k is nothing but root of r1 square, r2 square, so on by n, and this k call it as radius of gyration. K is called it as radius of gyration, and this k we can write as root of I by m. K is the radius of gyration, nothing but a distance. Okay, so it is the root mean square distance of all the particles from axis of rotation. Okay, so radius of gyration is the distance. Okay, now see some basic problems related to the moment of inertia. Okay, let me continue some easy level of questions to understand the moment of inertia. See, my target is we have to solve some problems related to moment of inertia. Okay, so let us see some easy level of questions. So find moment of inertia about O as shown in figure. See, they given this diagram. So this is the origin they given. Let us suppose this is 1 kg mass which is placed at 1 meter distance, 2 kg mass placed at 2 meter distance, 3 kg mass placed at 3 meter distance. Now we have to find moment of inertia about this axis. About this we need to find. Simple question this is. So moment of inertia nothing but it is the product of mass of the body and square of the distance. So I we can write as mass and square of distance. Mass of first particle is 1. Square of distance 1 square. Second particle is 2. It is at a distance of 2 square. 3 square. So 1, this is 4, 2, 8 and 9, 3, 27. So 27, 28, it is 36 kg meter square. So very basic level of question. Okay, so moment of inertia means mass and square of distance. Okay, let me check one more easy question. So again, we have to find moment of inertia. Okay, find moment of inertia about something 2m mass as shown in figure. So let us suppose this is m mass, this is 2m mass, 3m mass, and they are asking to find moment of inertia about this axis. So this is the question. Maintain the question, okay? So this distance let us consider this is r, and this also let us suppose r. Okay, that they will give. We need to find out moment of inertia about this axis. So about this axis is due to this there is no moment of inertia. Of course, these are the particles. Okay. Due to this, there is no moment of inertia because mass is there, but there is no perpendicular distance for this axis of rotation. So, about 2m, there is no moment of inertia, but m is at a distance of r, so there will be a moment of inertia, m r square. 3m is at a distance of again r. They may give anything. I am giving some examples here. So 3m into r square, Now the moment of inertia about this 2m mass is 4mr square. First suppose, see let us suppose this is I1. If they ask you to find about 3m, I2. About this mass, if they ask about this, so about this is I2 is equals to, due to this there is no moment of inertia because there is no perpendicular distance. So I2 is equals to 3m, there is no perpendicular distance, no moment of inertia. 2m is at a distance of r. So 2m into r square, and this m from this axis, it is at a distance of r plus r. So m into 2r square. So 2mr square plus 4mr square, you will get some number. So 6mr square. Okay. And let us find one more question. Okay, you can find about this also. You expect from this. From this, 2m into r square plus 3m into r square. Sorry, 3m into 2r whole square. Okay, let us try this also. So, let me find I3. I3 is what? 2m into r square, 3m into r plus r, 2r whole square. So 4, 3, 12 plus 12. How much it is now? 14 mr square. So we can find moment of inertia about anything. If they given this axis like this, 0. If they given one axis looks like this, all are passing to the same axis. So there is no moment of inertia. If they ask you to find something I4 answer is 0. Okay, so moment of inertia means mass times square of distance, perpendicular distance that you observe from the diagram. Okay, problems are of any type. And these are simplest questions. Let us check one more. Find moment of inertia. Maintain the question. Find moment of inertia about center of mass of system as shown. Find moment of inertia about center of mass of a system as shown. Let us suppose this is something 4 kg. This they given 12 kg. Okay, maintain the question. And these are separated by, let us consider 4 meter. So this is the given data. Now target is to find out moment of inertia about the center of mass of system. You know already in center of mass. If this is m1 mass and this is m2 mass, then there will be a center of mass. You know how to find out distance of center of mass from this and from other also. From m1 I am finding out. From m1 is xcm. I think you remember the formula m2 d by m1 plus m2. So xcm means distance of center of mass from m1. 12 into 4 divided by 12 plus 4. 12 into 4 by 16. 4 4s are 4 3s are. So what is the center of mass distance? 3 meter. So let us suppose this is the 3 meter. Now target is to find out moment of inertia about this. From 4 kg, axis is at a distance of 3 meter. From 12 kg, it is at a distance of how much? 1 meter. Then target is to find out moment of inertia about this center of mass of the system. So center of mass of the system means I is equals to 4 is separated by a distance of how much? 4 is separated by a distance of 3 meter. 12 separated by 1 meter. Okay. So 9, 4, this is 36. 12. Now answer is 48 kg meter square. Okay. So This is the moment of inertia about the center of mass of the system. They given this diagram. Otherwise, they may give the data 4 kg, 12 kg separated by a 4 meter distance. Then find the moment of inertia about the center of mass. Okay, if they given the data, you will substitute directly values, you will get answers. Okay. Let us see one more question, simplest question only. Let me give one question, maintain the question. See, let me read the question. 3 light rods, they are massless. Okay, they given 3 light rods, each of length L, are joined together to form a triangle. And 3 particles, they given capital A, B, C of masses M, 2M, 3M, are fixed to the vertices of the triangle. Then find the moment of inertia of the resulting body about. The given question number 1. An axis passing through A perpendicular to the plane ABC. Second one. An axis passing through A and the midpoint of BC. Next one. An axis passing through centroid perpendicular to the plane. See the data what they given. 3 light rods, they are massless. Okay, 3 light rods. See, this is the rod whose length is L. Of course, this is also easy level of question. 3 light rods, they are massless. Okay, 3 light rods. They are joined to form as a triangle with some masses. Okay. How much the masses? Let us suppose the masses are here. They given at A mass is M, at B mass is 2M, at C mass is 3M. Now the question number 1. Find moment of inertia about A perpendicular to the plane, about this perpendicular to the plane. Okay, so let us find this is I1. Let us suppose this is I1. So they are asking moment of inertia in this line. See, I used a cross symbol. I think you remember. Cross nothing but into the board. If I use a dot with a circle, it is coming out of the board. Okay, minus k cap plus k cap in vector representation. Here, let us find moment of inertia about this. Okay, about this line. About this means there is no moment of inertia of M. And this mass is a distance of L. This mass is a distance of L. So I1 is M into L square. I1 is 2M into L square, 3M into L square. So I1 is clear 5ml square. Okay. And see, second one. They are asking moment of inertia passing through A perpendicular to plane. Passing through A and midpoint of what? Midpoint of the given BC. So midpoint of BC means C. They are asking about this. This is the midpoint. L by 2. L by 2. So I2 is this. And this height, you know that it is a root 3 L by 2. Root 3 L by 2. Use Pythagoras theorem. Otherwise 60 you can take root 3 L by 2. So use it. This is how much? 60. Okay. So if this is something H, so tan 60 H by L by 2. So tan 60 root 3. So root 3 L by 2. So use Pythagoras theorem. Otherwise use angle system. So I2 Above this there is no moment of inertia. Okay, and due to this, it is at a distance of what? 2m is at a distance of L by 2 whole square. 3m at a distance of L by 2 whole square. So this is m L square by 2. Okay, 2 to cancel. 3m L square by 4. Okay, and the third one, they are asking passing through center perpendicular to the plane. Passing through center perpendicular to the plane. Okay, see, let me draw diagram again. They may ask from any place. See, about this one. So, about this line. Let us find this distance. And see, this is 30. Let us suppose this is h, this is L by 2. Okay, now tan 30. Okay, target is this one. So let us take something x. So use cos 30, nothing but L by 2 by x. L by 2 by x. So cos 30 is root 3 by 2 L by 2x. X is equals to how much? L by root 3. So x is clear. This is what? Root 3, sorry. It is L by root 3. This is also L by root 3. L by root 3. And this is 3m mass, 2m mass, m mass. Now the target is from here, about this. So this is something I3. So I3 is equals to, first mass is a distance of L by root 3. Second also same. Third also same. So let me write directly I3 m into L by root 3 square plus 2m into L by root 3 square. 3m into L by root 3 square. So we will get some number. Okay. And see, so these are the questions they given. First, suppose if they ask in other line, other axes, let us check it. Okay, note this one. And if they ask one more question in this only. Okay, let me give one more question here. About this axis you try. About this. This is m, 2m, 3m. You try about this axis. Let us suppose this is something I4. You find I4. I4 means, see this one. Passing through the midpoint of this AB rod, but perpendicular to the plane ABC. It is perpendicular to the plane ABC. So due to this is a distance of how much? L by 2. Due to this is a distance of how much? L by 2. M into L by 2 square plus 2m into L by 2 square. And this distance, how much this distance? Root 3 L by 2. Of course, this height, same, this height, root 3 L by 2. Let me write directly I4. Let us check it. M is a distance of what? L by 2. L by 2 square plus 2m L by 2 square plus 3m is at a distance of root 3 L by 2 square. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay, first suppose if they ask like this, then we try to check it. I5, of course, they given 3 questions. If they given it L4, you try to find like this. I5, try I5. Check this I5 value. Okay, draw separate diagrams and try to find it carefully. So check the I5 value. About this means only this. Due to 3m there is no moment of inertia. Due to 2m there is no moment of inertia. But due to m, yes, it is at what distance? It is at what distance now? Again same. So root 3 L by 2. What is I5? I5 is a direct value. M into root 3 L by 2 square. Okay. Now let us try one more. If they given one more question like this. Same quantity, same masses. Questions are different. 2m, 3m. They are asking about this. This one. Let us consider 6. I6. Due to this mass, there is no moment of inertia. Due to this, yes, there will be moment of inertia. How much this distance actually? It is root 3 L by 2. And this is at what distance from the axis? This is also root 3 L by 2. So 2m is at a distance of root 3 L by 2. Of course, 3m also is at a distance of how much? Root 3 L by 2. Then I6, 2m root 3 L by 2 square, 3m root 3 L by 2 square, and do the simplifications. Okay, add the numbers. So I calculated, they given I1, I2, I3. We calculated I4, I5, I6. If they ask from any place, we can find it. Okay, so this is for 3 rods. Now let us move on to the next one. That is also easy level of question. Next, some good questions will come. Let me read the question again. 4 particles, each of mass m, are kept at the 4 corners of a square of edge A. Then find the moment of inertia of the system about a line perpendicular to the plane of the square and passing through the center of the square. Perpendicular to the plane, passing through the center. And also passing through one side of a square. Any one side of a square. And also about a diagonal. So again 3 questions they are asking, but we can find 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, here 4 particles. So 4 particles, each of mass they given same. 4 particles. So this is m, this is m, this is m. Of course this also m. They are asking first one is passing through centroid perpendicular to the plane. Again the same way like this. Okay, passing through the center perpendicular to the plane. And this is A, no doubt this is A by root 2. Total root 2A by 2, A by root 2. This is also A by root 2, this is also A by root 2, this is also A by root 2. So this I1 directly we can write. There are 4 masses. M into A by root 2 square, M into A by root 2 square, M into A by root 2, M into A by root 2. 4 times. M into A by root 2 square. So 2m square. Next one, they are asking any one side. Let us suppose this side. About this you find the moment of inertia. Any one side. About this side or this one, this one, this one, any one. I2. Due to these two, there is no moment of inertia. But because of this and this, there will be a moment of inertia. That is m into a square, again m into a square, again answer is C. Okay. And next third one, they are asking about a diagonal. So this is the diagram. M, 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 M. So about a diagonal like this. About this. And this is at what distance? It is very clear, a by root 2. Of course, this is also, you draw correctly, so a by root 2. And due to these two, there is no moment of inertia. So this is I3, m into a by root 2 whole square, m into a by root 2 whole square. So 2m a by root 2 square, you will get only m a square. We can find here, okay, you think it, if they ask here I3 or something I4, this is a by 2 distance, this is a by 2 distance. And you find this distance by using some trigonometry concept. You find the distance. Okay, this is the midpoint. This is the midpoint. Use this one is a by 2. This is a, and this hypotenuse we can find by using Pythagoras theorem. So m into a by 2 square, m into a by 2 square plus m into this distance square. This distance is very clear. Use Pythagoras theorem. Root of a square plus a by 2 square. M into a by 2 square, you will get I5. Okay, they can ask anything. Okay, this is the plane and this is perpendicular to the plane of the body. Okay, into the board, perpendicular to the plane of the body. See, next one good question. They given a cube. See, the question is, find I1, I2, I3 as shown. And here the question is like this. So imagine correctly for this. So this is M, this is M, M, M. All sides are same. Okay, diagram is looking different, but all sides are same. Now the question, they are asking what is I1, I2, I3. So this is I1 given. About this axis they are asking. Okay, let me check with I1 first. So about this axis. Yeah, see this is the cuboid. And about this one, about this, any one side, about any one side. Okay, whether any one side. See, due to this particle is the distance of A. This particle is the distance of A. So 2m into A square. See the downwards, this particle is the distance of A. Of course, this particle also distance of A. Again, two particles separated by distance of A. And see this side from here to here. Okay, this one. How much it is? Root 2a. A. So this is what? Root 2a. So above two particles are at a distance of A. Below two particles are at a distance of A. But these two particles are at a distance of root 2a. So answer for this one is I1 is equals to these two particles 2m into a square. Other side, two particles. This is also A. This is also A. Symmetry, okay. 2m into a square. And this one is the distance of 2m. Gap is root 2a square. Okay. You will get to, this is 8m a square. Check it. Okay. So 8m a square. Okay. Next they are asking I2. So let me get here only. See, this is the I2. Okay. This one. Exactly from the midpoint in this. See, 1, 2, 3, 4 are at a distance of a by root 2 like a square. Downside also 4 particles are there. Again they are at a distance of a by root 2. Now I2 is very clear. all 8 masses are at a distance of what? A by root 2. Then 4m a square is the required answer. And I3, see they are asking to find, let us suppose this one. So observe carefully this. About this. So imagine correctly, this side, bottom, otherwise top. Anyone. So imagine like this. This one. Otherwise this one. Same. Yeah. Identify the distances of remaining 6 particles. Due to this mass, there is no moment of inertia. Due to this mass, there is no moment of inertia. But remaining 6 masses are there. You identify the perpendicular distance of those 6 masses. Okay, let us check it. Due to this, there is no moment of inertia. Due to these two, there is no moment of inertia. Okay, and this is A. Okay, see, observe the diagram carefully. Due to these two, see, this is M, and this distance. So let me rub this one. It is completed. Yeah. So due to this one is at a distance of A, and this is also at a distance of A, and see this particle is at a distance of what? Half distance. Okay, this is a square. So this is at a distance of, imagine 3-dimensionally, A by root 2. So I3 which is equals to 2 particles. For this axis, 2 particles are at a distance of A. 2 particles. What are the 2 particles? This one is a distance of A. This one is a distance of A. 2 completed. Above 2 completed. Above exactly 2 completed. These 2 completed. Okay. This one completed. And remaining, this is at a by root 2 distance. If this is at a by root 2 distance, this also at a by root 2 distance. Still diagram is not clear, but identify correctly. If you draw a straight line, you will get these are opposite. A root 2A half distance. And this is A by root 2, A by root 2. So these 2 particles are at a distance of what? A by root 2. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. These 2 there is no moment of inertia. And still this one is there. This one is there. This is A by root 2. This distance is A by root 2. Imagine correctly. And this is A. And this distance is, use Pythagoras theorem, this is root 3 by 2 A. So this particle from this axis, it is at a distance of root 3 by 2 A. If this is root 3 by 2 A, this is also same. So this is what? Root of 3 by 2 A. Now the remaining particle is 2m root 3 by 2 whole square. So 2m A square, again 2m A square, okay, root 3 by 2, root of 3 by 2. So 3m A square. So this already root 2 cancel, m A square. 3 total, you verify the answer 6 ma square about this diagonal. So imagine the diagram correctly. Due to these 2 there is no moment of inertia. This is ma square. 2 are completed, above 2 completed. Okay, these 2 completed. Okay, and this is, see the distance, above 1 is completed. Remaining 2, see these 2 are over, remaining 2 are at a distance of root 3 by 2 A. and this is also root 3 by 2a. So you will get finally 6 ma square. Imagine correctly and verify the answer. Okay. Now let us see one more question. See the next one. Okay, verify this one. Imagine correctly, then you will get the answer. And next, see next target is we have to find out moment of inertia of different objects. So that is our target. So moment of inertia of different objects. To find moment of inertia of different objects, we have to use two theorems. Yeah, I think you learned those two theorems in your regular classes. Let me give the formula. So one is perpendicular axis theorem. Other one is parallel axis theorem. So according to perpendicular axis theorem, I am giving only statement here. This is a plane lamina whose mass is m, rotating about one fixed axis. Let us call it as z axis. This is something x axis. This is y axis. If I take any particle whose mass is m, which is the distance of something x, this is the distance of something y, and this distance is something r, this particle also rotates, having some coordinates x and y. And let us consider Ix is the moment of inertia about x axis. This is about y, this is about z. Now keep the statement in mind. According to perpendicular axis theorem, the moment of inertia of a plane lamina about any axis is equal to sum of the moment of inertia of the same plane lamina passing through the same point which are perpendicular to each other. Okay, take mx square, my square, r square, you will get it. So this is the formula. I am going to use this formula to solve next to some objects. Okay, moment of inertia of different objects. So here you keep the formula in mind. Moment of inertia about any axis, which is equals to sum of the moment of inertia of the plane lamina passing through the same point which are perpendicular to each other. So Iz is equals to Ix plus Iy. And according to parallel axis theorem, so I am giving the statements only. Okay, in regular classes it will take minimum 1 hour. So here I am giving only statements. See, this is the plane lamina. Let us suppose it is rotating about this axis, whose moment of inertia is I. And if this is the center of mass, this center of mass also rotates about this axis at a distance of something r. And this is the center of mass. And this is the moment of inertia of the center of mass. So those two axes are parallel to each other. Okay, if this rigid body rotating about this, the central axis also rotate about this, and the distance between them is fixed, never change. Okay, if you take any particle with a distance, b distance, you will get direct final answers. Here, let me give the statement. Moment of inertia of a plane lamina about any axis, about an axis, which is equals to sum of the moment of inertia of the plane lamina passing through center of mass plus the product of mass of the lamina and square of the distance between two parallel axes. So moment of inertia of a plane lamina about any axis, which is equals to sum of the moment of inertia of the plane lamina passing through center of mass and product of mass of the lamina square of the distance between two parallel axes. So by using this, we are going to find moment of inertia of different objects. So there are three different types of objects. So those three means, see, one is a linear type objects, length model. Other one is aerial type, surface. Okay. Other one is volumetric bodies. So linear type means rod is a linear object. Wire, semicircular wire is a linear object. So for a linear object, we are going to use linear mass density, that is m by L, mass per length, In second PUC in Gauss law, linear charge density. Here, linear mass density, mass per length. So for linear objects, use lambda is the linear mass density, linear density. For aerial objects, means disc, plate. For this is the aerial type objects. For these, use sigma, nothing but mass per area. Mass per area. So surface mass density. Okay, surface density. And for solid sphere, for solid cylinder, for solid cone, for solid spheres, for solid type objects, there will be a volume. Okay, so this for this use rho, that is mass by volume. Okay, surface mass density, volume mass density. Okay, volumetric mass density. So use these three quantities for three different types of objects. Linear type, first you identify whether the given body is linear or aerial type or volumetric type. If it is a linear type, use lambda. And to solve this type of problems, you take a small part from certain distance. That small part have some dx length, something x, and small mass dm. For this also, you take a small part, take that small part out, find out the area of the small part. Here length of the small part is enough. Here area of the small part. Here take a small part and find volume of that small part. Volume. Here length. Here area. There volume. So keep this idea to solve this type of questions. Okay. So anyhow, final formulas are important, but I am going to show you each and everything. Okay, let me start. Moment of inertia of rectangular bar or uniform rod. Rectangular rod whose length is L, breadth is B, or uniform rod, otherwise thin rod whose length L, like that. Now let me find out moment of inertia of this. So now the first I am finding about an axis, passing through center, perpendicular to length I am finding now. Okay, of course final formula is enough. Let me show all derivations. So this is the rod and see this is the linear object. Now I am going to find moment of inertia about this, whose length is L, breadth is B. To find the moment of inertia, see this is the linear shape object, so use lambda. Lambda is the mass per length. If I take a small part whose mass is dm, whose thickness is dx at a distance of something x from center, then the linear density of the smaller part is dm by dx. So dm we can write it as lambda dx. Of course, I followed the same process in center of mass. Okay, so lambda is what? Mass by length into distance. So this is what? Dm. This is the mass of a small part. If I add this type of small amount of masses, I will get a total mass. The total mass and square of distance will give moment of inertia. So, I see total length is L. Now the moment of inertia of the small part, let me write like this. Dm into small part distance. Mass of the small part is dm. Dm is at a distance of what? X. So small part is di, dm x square. Like I is equal to mr square. Apply the integration. From limits you decide. This is I. Limits is if I move right side plus L by 2, left side minus L by 2, because this is the middle point. L by 2 plus L by 2 and right side is minus L by 2. So limits are L by 2, okay, so L by 2 minus L by 2, L by 2 minus L by 2, okay. So dm you substitute it, integration of minus L by 2 plus L by 2, this is mass per length into dx into x square. Mass by length you write outside, okay, mass by length. Integration of x square dx, x cube by 3. Okay, if you are good in integration, then this is not a problem. So otherwise you practice the integration, then you will get this type of questions. So I is equals to m by l, substitute the upper limit minus lower limit. Already 3 is there, let me write 3 outside. This is L by 2 whole cube, L square, L cube by 8, L cube by 8, L cube by 8, minus of minus is there, plus, okay. So practice the integration, then it is easy. And this is 2L cube by 8, L cube by 4, so m L square by 12. So this is the moment of inertia of the rod, means at the axis passing through center perpendicular to the length. Okay. Once we know moment of inertia, we can find radius of gyration. Anyhow, we know radius of gyration formula k is equal to root of I by m. So root of I, m L square by 12 by m, this m. So you will get L by root of 12 is what? Radius of gyration. Okay. And see, I got the radius of gyration. Now let me find out perpendicular to the breadth. Okay, perpendicular to the breadth, axis passing through center perpendicular to the breadth, like this. Axis passing through center perpendicular to the breadth. Again take a small strip, again apply the integration from minus b by 2 to plus b by 2. Direct, let me write m b square by 12. M b square by 12. And again, this is perpendicular to the breadth. Perpendicular to the plane. Perpendicular to the plane. Okay, perpendicular to the plane means like this. This is clear. Let me review them. Perpendicular to the plane, axis passing through center perpendicular to the plane. This is clear, m b square by 12, and this is clear. And this is what? M L square by 12. So let us suppose this is something IZ axis. Let us suppose this is something IX axis. This is IY. So IX, IY, IZ. Use the perpendicular axis theorem. So according to perpendicular axis theorem, IZ is equal to what? IX plus IY. So IZ is equals to IX m b square by 12 m L square by 12. So m into L square plus b square by 12. Okay. So first one, axis passing through center perpendicular to length, ml square by 12, perpendicular to breadth, mb square by 12, passing through center perpendicular to the plane. Plane means IZ. IZ is equal to IX plus IY. You will get ml square plus b square by 12. Okay. Now let us get axis passing through one end of the rod. One end of the rod. One end about a tangent perpendicular to the plane. So keep the words in mind. One end of the rod, about this I am going to find out. Axis at one end of the rod perpendicular to the length. Perpendicular to the length. Or a tangent perpendicular to the length. Okay, are passing through one end. Anyhow, about center, it is clear. How much this value? ml square by 12. This distance is what? L by 2. Don't expect m into L by 2 square. Okay. So, apply the parallel axis theorem. If I apply the parallel axis theorem, according to parallel axis theorem, ICM plus m into r square. What is ICM? Axis passing through center. Center is, see, this is ICM. M L square by 12. M into r. This from here to here is r. R is the perpendicular distance between two axes. So L by 2 square, and you will get M L square by 3. Once you know moment of inertia, we can find radius of gyration by I by M. So I is ml square by 3 by M L by root 3. In the same manner, if they given for a square plate, okay, whose sides are? This is A, this is A, this is A. About this, keep in mind that the ml square by 12. About this, ma square by 12. About this means ix, iy, this is into the board. So into the board means like this. About this, if this is something ix, if this is iy, use perpendicular axis theorem. Iz is what? M a square by 12 plus m a square by 12. 2m a square by 12, m a square by 6. About this, due to symmetry, same, m a square by 12. About this, m a square by 12. About any axis passing through center is m a square by 12. Keep in mind. Okay. So in the centroid perpendicular to the plane is what? m a square by 6. This is m a square by 6, remaining all m a square by 12 for a square. Okay, so keep in mind. Okay.